Welcome to Kit Guru one and all. My name is Christina and today we are looking at the headset by Razer. This is the BlackShark version 2, not to be confused with that famous infant shark though. Before I go into the pros and cons, everything in between as well, I'd like to say welcome to Kit Guru. If you are new, we provide you with need to know information and reviews on the latest products, as well as comparisons and guides, so make sure to subscribe down below. If you are a regular here at Kit Guru, then thank you for sticking with us. If you haven't already, make sure you smash that subscribe button, and remember, we have written in-depth tech reviews on our website, kitguru.net, and that is updated daily. But the best bit is the merch, so make sure you check that out because there is something there for everyone. So the MSRP is around €109.99, which is roughly about £100 sterling. Let's jump into the packaging. The box is tidy and has the relevant at-a-glance information, and it has the features on the front and a slightly more in-depth explanation on the back. I absolutely love a good packaging experience, and when you open the top of this box, you are greeted with a unique lid and a pull tab that reveals the user manual and the Razer card on the top of the box there. On the inside though, I was a little let down. There is just a cardboard shell with a headset bag inside. The headset itself is kind of wrapped in this foam bag packaging sort of thing, and there is also the removable microphone in here too. This packaging on the inside is great for transport, but boring to open and look at. It kind of lets go of that premium unboxing experience I was looking forward to, I believe, but I don't know, you guys might disagree. Let us know down in the comments. So how does it look? Well, first impressions. Looking at the headset bag itself, it's nice to touch and it feels nice in the hand, but the material is really thin, but it will certainly get the job done in preventing your headset from getting scratched during travel. When I opened the bag and took out the headset, aesthetically, I was pleased. The varying material on the headset itself gives this headset real depth and it looks pretty sleek. The green logo on the cups and the embellishments to match make for some nice details and shows Razer have really thought through the look of this headset. This also rings true with a nice framing design around the cups. This is metal and it goes into the plastic couplers that join to the main cup. I didn't realise at first glance that this is actually the adjuster too, but we'll go into that a little bit later. The mic itself looks sleek, nice design. The tubing around the mic cable is really nice, but the one thing that struck me was this huge pop shield over the mic. I had to take it off to have a look what was actually underneath it there, and you can see why the covering is quite large, because there's a unique shape to this microphone and it has grills indented on either side of the microphone body. Okay, so it looks great all round, but what does it feel like? We can often overlook the fact that a headset doesn't look the way we want it, but we can't really deal with an uncomfortable headset, and luckily it looks like we're getting the best of both worlds here. It's super light, I mean really light. The headband is a nice cushion, but also firm enough to take away any pressure points on the top of the head. The clamp force is pretty much perfect, enough to stay on your head and not fly around when you're moving your head around, but not too much to give you headaches or pressure points after a few hours of use. The textures on this headset are really pleasing to me. As I said earlier, I find some headsets are either all plastic or just have metal plates on the side, but this headset has a really nice pleather top and it's stitched perfectly to the soft underneath of the headband. It's a breathable fabric with memory foam, which feels super soft, but also really durable and is super comfortable to wear. This is the same material that is inside the cups too, along with the fact that you have the memory foam there. If I'm being really picky, I would have liked to see some more metal on the cups just to break up this plastic fascia on the cups, but it is a nice textured plastic that has a mattified finish, so it is down to preference there. The controls on the left cup are easy to use and feel fluid. It makes sense in regards to positioning too. The volume wheel is very accurate and is easy to jump up or down in volume quite considerably far, and quickly if need be, but also to be precise if you need minor adjustment. So we touched on this a little bit earlier, and the headband adjustment is a little bit odd. Let me know down in the comments what you think though. You kind of pull the metal wire frame in and out of the cups. I mean, it works fine I guess, but it just feels a little stiff and seems a bit odd. I'm not overly convinced by it, to be honest. Whilst we're on the subject of feel, the cable has a really thin braid, which usually I don't like as it tends to stay kinked and gets kinked really easily, but this braid seems to not have that problem really. It still has small kinks, but nothing like the harsh mountings you see in other brands. This braid is really smooth and soft. It doesn't seem to get stuck on edges or anything either, so that's a thumbs up from me. The mic mute button is easy to use, and you can tell when the setting is either on or off because when the button is depressed, the button stays recessed into the headset, and when you press it again it kind of pops out, so you can tell if your mic is muted or not just by running your finger over that button to feel which position it's in. Okay, so just quickly, some key features to mention. This headset contains the Razer Triforce Titanium 50mm drivers, which explains those richer trebles and powerful bass, but we'll go into that properly a bit later. It also has the Razer Hyperclear cardioid mic with USB sound card. Thank goodness for the ultra soft memory foam ear cushions, and it is cross-platform compatible with the PC, Mac, PS4, Switch, Xbox One and smartphones by either using the USB with the sound card or the 3.5mm combination jack. Then there is the THX Spatial audio that also has THX gain profiles introduced for the first time on the Razer BlackShark version 2. So THX Gain Profiles is the latest feature upgrade to the THX Spatial audio, with profiles tuned and endorsed by the game developers themselves. There are two modes: THX Environmental Mode, which offers realistically placed sound around you based on the game's environment, THX Competitive Mode, which maximizes spatial awareness, allowing you to better locate friend and foe relative to your position. This can give you an unfair advantage in combat scenarios, so remember that. Each THX Gain Profile tuning works to optimize the following elements. So you have room specs, reverberation, wall materials and room size. And the reverberation settings are selected to accurately reproduce the specific environment of the game. Considerations include outdoor or indoor spaces, size of that space, structure, volume and materials, which really makes the most of that virtual surround speaker placement that is adjusted to create a more immersive soundstage and consider the direction of the approach for important sounds. Now, EQ settings are selected to make specific sounds in the game more pronounced, such as enemy movement, weapon noises, environmental cues, and increase or decrease bass and high frequencies. THX Gain Profiles allows gamers to experience total immersion and enjoy their favorite games the way they were truly meant to be. Now, since this is a gaming headset and we've got all that lovely tech to try out and it's aimed at esports, I thought I'd give Call of Duty a go. To be honest, a really balanced sound profile out of the box. You could hear details really well, but I would say that the lower frequencies were a little bit more prominent than the highs. Again, this is straight out of the box, no faffing around with software. Not that this is a bad thing, it's just a certain type of sound profile compared to a really crisp profile, which I personally find a bit too grating on my ears anyway. I much prefer a lower frequency driven profile. You really can tell the difference in environments when you're moving from inside to outside, and also when you move to larger maps. This is definitely down to the THX Spatial audio and those game profiles. When you enable the software, it really does make a difference. Also, the cups are really sound insulating, so you can't really hear what's going on outside of them, which is of course a really nice touch. Also, on a side note, I did think that maybe the large pop shield on the microphone would be distracting. It really isn't. It sits outside your vision, so it's totally fine. And when you're playing games, it's super flexible, so you can pretty much move it anywhere you want. So I know this headset isn't made for music, but I always listen to music when I play games like Call of Duty anyway. No, I'm not one of those people that plays music down the headset on group chat, don't worry. I even like listening to music when writing my Kit Guru review, So having a headset that can be great for gaming as well as music is a huge plus for me personally, and it means I don't have to keep changing headsets. This headset kicked my posterior with the amount of bass, the clarity in the highs and the mids. There is no distortion at all, even at high volumes, and I found that it went loud enough for me to say, whoa, that's too loud, which is a huge thing for me as a music lover. I normally max out all volume options and still think it's not loud enough. So spot on for Razer to get that right. The profile, I would say, isn't clean. It's definitely driven by the bass, but obviously this is kind of a preference thing. I'll leave that up to you to choose whether you like that or not. So we're gonna jump on over to a mic test now. So here we go. Here we are, guys. This is the Razer BlackShark version 2 mic test. The microphone is about 2 fingers width away from my mouth, and this is me talking what I call pretty normally. This is me talking a little bit more loudly. This is me talking quite quietly. Now I'm going to just run through some P's, B's, P, B, P, B, and some S's, S, 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 so that you can actually hear what the pop filtration is like. As I mentioned earlier, there is quite a large pop filter around this microphone, so hopefully it does a good job. So first of all, I tried the mic without the USB sound card, and you can hear my partner typing in the background and the click and clatter of the keyboard and mouse. However, the voice is really clear and there is no distortion and no clipping. This is again straight out of the box and into Windows Recorder. So now let's listen to the second mic test with the USB sound card plugged in. Hello guys, this is the second mic test for the Razer BlackShark version 2, and now I have actually plugged in the USB sound card, so you should hear a little bit of a difference now. Just going to do some P's, P, 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 and some B's, B, 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 B. So hopefully we should be able to hear a little bit of a difference now. This is me speaking normally. This is me speaking quite loudly. And this is me speaking quite quietly. So hopefully you should hear a difference between the before and the after. You can hear that the USB sound card and software does make a huge difference, especially to that background noise. Obviously there is compression there, which changes the sound of my voice slightly, and I didn't mess around with the software enough to get it exactly how I want, but there is a lot of options there, so you can get it exactly how you want. So let us know down in the comments what you thought of the mic test here, and whilst you're doing that, I will talk you through some of the main features of the mic. It comes with an inbuilt ambient noise reduction. This enhances mic output clarity by filtering out the ambient noise. I feel this works pretty well, and it also has that noise gate. It also has a voice clarity isolation and increases the volume of the vocal range for the mic. Then we have the volume normalization, which ensures consistent output levels by reducing sudden loud noises and increasing that soft audio. I think this really works well, but I did notice the P's and B's did pick up a little more with the USB sound card plugged in, but this could have been by coincidence, and I'm sure you can find just how to turn that down in the settings. The mic equalizer customizes the mic sound mix via presets, or you can tweak each frequency component individually. So since we're almost talking about the software anyway, all of these great features can be accessed and tweaked as mentioned in the software, which you get through Razer Synapse. So first, make sure you plug your headset in using the USB sound card and check for updates. The THX Spatial audio will install automatically too. If you have any issues, try turning off your antivirus. When you are ready, you will see the USB sound card is able to be selected here, and you can adjust some basic sound levels and select a default output. On the next tab, you can add a manual mode for each game and application, or let the THX Spatial audio do its thing automatically. On the next tab, you can add enhancements, as the name may suggest, bass, normalization, and that voice clarity as mentioned earlier. Have a play with these and you can pretty much get the sound exactly to what you want to hear in game, whether that be the instructions coming from your commander or more bass from an explosion. You also have full audio equalizer, and you can play with this to your heart's content to tweak it even further. Same with the mic tab. You have lots of options to get exactly what you want out of the mic, including a mic boost option, noise gate option, and you can even preview what it sounds like before going live. The mic has its own enhancement section and equalizer as mentioned earlier, and this is really great because we don't all have the same voice. You may have to up the lows or highs to get a good level for your gaming partner on the other end. It also means that if you are recording your voice, you can get you sounding like you, and I'm sure that we've all had that moment where we sound totally different through a mic, and that is often down to the fact that they are stuck with one sound profile. So let's go through a roundup. Pros and cons. The headset bag is a nice touch. It is a little bit thin on the material, but still a nice touch. The headset itself looks great and there's a good attention to detail. There's lots of textures and it feels great, this headset, and it's really comfortable both on the cups and the headband. It's great for music as well, which is a plus. The mic is really clear, good gaming profiles as well, noise insulation so you can't hear anything outside of the cups really. The memory foam in both the ear cups and the headband is a really nice touch, and you've got those equalizers and sound options that gives you almost unlimited control over exactly what you want to hear and project. Okay, so cons. Okay, yes, it's wired. I suppose you could count that as a con, but some people prefer wired, so I'll let you decide that one. And I have heard straight out of the box sound profiles that are a bit more crisp, but this is down to preference and it all can be changed in the software anyway. I'm not overly keen on the adjustment, as in where you adjust the cups up and down on those little spindly bits there. It's a bit strange for me. It felt a bit stiff, but this might wear over time. If I'm honest, I really struggled to find much wrong with this headset, and I would happily say it's one of the better ones that we've reviewed so far. It has so many options and it's really comfy. It also looks great, and there isn't much more that you could ask for in a wired headset. I also think the price point is pretty reasonable too. So what do you think? Let us know down in the comments. Hit that sub button and don't forget to grab a Guru tea whilst you're there. I'm Christina, this is Kit Guru. You better meet me in the next review. I'll see you next time.